Hello, everybody. Welcome to gaming. That's right. That's what this is. Welcome to Paperwork Pantheon. My name is Offbeat Outlaw. I have been the game master for this game. I use he/they pronouns, and when we last left off, our party was trapped in the nightmare realm after having a very heart-to-heart conversation with Beatrice, and it went surprisingly well. In fact,
this is just like Centaur World.
It does. I don't know the reference, Amelia.
Okay, it's this show on Netflix of an animated world where everyone's a centaur. There's like a llamatar, and then a horse gets transported there. It's actually really good. Hey, it's really good. It's really good.
Did you smell my skepticism?
No, well, like I need you to just look up Centaur World, like really quick, and just look at the
Centaur World.
Yeah, just look at the images.
Oh, okay.
Amelia, you know I trust you implicitly, yeah?
No, hey, you gotta hear me out. You gotta hear me out.
I don't know if I do. Interesting.
I just need you to just hear me out here. I feel like
I'm hearing you out. You have the floor, Amelia. Speak your truth.
It deals with like war and imperialism in such a fascinating.
No, it can't be done.
No, it doesn't.
In such a fascinating and thorough way. And I will say, speaking of hear me out, there is a character from this show that would be on my hear me out cake.
What has this giraffe got anything to say about fascism?
I cried. I cried. Listen, don't knock it till you try it. Oh my god, we should watch that the next time we're watching shows.
No.
No.
I have so many
energy.
more questions about your hear me out cake all of a sudden.
This guy's my hear me out in the hear me out cake, the zebra guy.
The gay zebra.
He's a gay zebra? Hell yeah.
Yeah.
One for the gays. Let's go. Homosexuals. And this is a handsome. That's a conventionally attractive horse right there. That's like a spirit horse. Like
she's like kind of a buzzkill.
I think that I'm expected to be a little too accepting and understanding of my friend.
Brooke, you did not watch Spirit from Disney, voiced by Matt Damon, and look at that horse when he was given the horse fuck me eyes. You want to know why? It had eyebrows.
I haven't seen Spirit.
I
didn't watch it. I was too busy being not like other girls. All of us, listen, I wasn't even trying to be a bitch, but like I remember very vividly going to elementary school and then all of a sudden everyone gave like so many shits about horses. I was like, why do we all have to care about horses right now? Why are we all so into animals conceptually? Everyone had webkins. They were all like doing all this shit. And I was like, I can't be here. I just can't.
What's a webkin?
Oh, are you familiar with Neopets?
Yeah.
Okay.
So instead of a plastic toy, change it into a stuffed animal toy and make it more like an animal, and some of them straight up just animals.
Your Webkins had a code, and then you could go online and play Webkins online, and then if you had it, when you bought a physical Webkins, you got a code to have it digitally.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I assume. We weren't a Webkins household. Actually, we could have been, but that's how much animosity I had for the field.
I'm not gonna lie, I straight up stole a kid's Webkins at one point because
Evil.
I
did fuck with Littlest Pet Shop.
I was not a bully. They were all playing with the soccer balls because they had a game where they would use their Webkins to like punch the soccer balls to each other, and then I was the only kid on the playground without a Webkins, and I couldn't play, and I was ostracized. I was made fun of. So one time I went to a kid's house, and he was the Webkins gentry. Motherfucker had I think 30 Webkins, and I found the smallest one, and I stuffed it in my pocket. And I was like, we'll see what fucking happens. I'll see what happens come Monday.
That's amazing.
And he didn't notice?
No, he didn't. He still doesn't know.
That's so funny. You need to track this man down today and like message him and be like,
It was me.
This is the funniest thing about making friends with adults is figuring out how many people were just absolutely awful as children.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, Centaur. We should watch Centaur World. Oh, and it's a musical. They're singing. There's so many songs.
Are they bangers?
Some of them are good.
I just know that at some point I'm going to get sucked into actually going through with this. And I want this to go on the record that I categorically disagree with this course of action. It was against my will entirely the entire time.
Brooke, you would love the world building for Centaur World.
No, I hate centaurs.
I forgot that.
The person who very, very well established hates centaurs.
Wait, that's probably why I've never made you watch it before.
Wes and I are still on the same page with our centaur.
Do you think it's disturbing if centaurs could shoot tiny little versions of themselves out of their hooves?
Yes, because where does that even fucks with the anatomy even more?
Okay, there's magic involved, clearly.
Okay,
it's obviously a magical centaur.
Stupid. Why? Why?
This reminds me of the scene in the sequel to Phantom of the Opera, Love Never Dies, where the Phantom of the Opera takes his son, his love child, underneath to his secret opera lair, and there's a skeleton horse centaur in the background.
Brooke, we don't have to watch Centaur World. I forgot how much you hate centaurs briefly. I got so caught up in the euphoria of how good Centaur World is of a TV show and how much you specifically would love the world building minus the centaur parts, of course.
That's crazy. That's insane. That's next level crazy.
It's so good. It's actually insane.
Yeah, I will consider watching Centaur World. This has been.
Let me know all of your thoughts.
I will watch it, and I'll let you know all the centaur thoughts that I have.
No, because if Offbeat watches it, then I'm gonna have to watch it because you're gonna guilt me because Offbeat will have watched it and you're gonna talk about it and then you're gonna be like,
well, you have a pretty thorough and documented history of hating centaurs, so I'm not gonna force it on you if you don't like a centaur.
And I just know I'm going to still end up watching this stupid
And the best part is they just call different things like centaur. So there's like the moles are like moltars. And I can't remember what the fuck the weird one is.
This
the big
giraffe
eyes.
centaur is so fucked up. This is so fucked up. He's got a human torso and then just an absurd neck. That is so fucked. Look.
Yeah, he's got a human torso and human hands in addition to a giraffe body. No. And he has like a cleft human chin as well.
This is awful.
Whoever made this hates Wes and me specifically.
It is so good. Like, it is so incredibly poignant and thought-provoking.
Oh my god. The more I'm looking at this, the more it seems like the animators had fun, and that means I should watch it.
They did. Oh my god. Everyone on the show, you could tell, it's like the vibe where they're like, what if we just did this? And everyone's like, yeah, we should fucking do that. Let's make it happen.
Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah, brother.
Oh, man. How many z's could fit in z to the x? It's a function. You put it in, y equals z to the x, and you can figure it out. You're welcome, kings. So infinite, the answer. Anyway, Amelia, is this your introduction to you as a person?
Yeah, so like I said, you can use any pronouns for me. Oh, it's because you mentioned Nightmare King, and there's a Nightmare King in Centaur World.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that's what got me on it, because that's
Amelia?
Oh no.
You are.
Am I back?
We lost you.
You're back. You're back. You're
yes.
back.
Okay. I was saying there's Nightmare King in Centaur World, and it's like legitimately disturbing. It's great. Like actually fucked up. Yeah. It's such a good show. I'm gonna rewatch it now. Once
Is he
I
just
watched
like a
Agatha all
regular
along 3
elk?
times-
What the fuck?
Nah, it's like worse than that.
Oh my god.
But
Oh.
anyways,
Oh my.
pronouns, any of them. I'm playing A's God of Toim. And you can find me in most places at links.ameliasom.com.
Rad.
I'm Brooklyn. That's you need to know.
Hater of
I do not
centaurs.
approve this message. Yes, I have a well-documented history of hating centaurs. This has been known. This is not a secret about me. They're disgusting.
Makes you feel better. The main character of the show is also not on board with the centaurs, the horse.
Good.
She's like, what the fuck is wrong with everyone here?
Yeah,
Oh my god, it's
good
Brooke.
for us.
Oh my god, you will identify with the horse.
Yeah, I will. This is my self-insert.
My self-insert OC is the horse who hates centaurs. That's funny.
What the fuck?
Oh, that's funny. Anyway, the party. Stressful music is on. As you guys are escaping space, escaping this nightmare realm, A's, you cast your spell. Did you write down what I told you to call it?
Probably.
Yeah.
I did. It's somewhere. It was called Access New Dimensions, but I think we should workshop that.
We should workshop that. That was very much an in the moment thing. I just knew I wanted to give you a spell like that.
Yeah.
We can workshop that.
But I have it. I can enter any dimension up to the main 9. I can manipulate things to move through objects in 1,000-foot radius of warping space. Which, the more you think about it, what does it mean to have 1,000-foot radius when you're warping time and space? But I get it. And then narrative consequences at the DM's discretion.
So you cast this spell to sort of shatter this realm around you and bring yourself out of it. What is, I guess, when you cast this spell, are you trying to leave this dimension? Are you trying to break it entirely? What exactly are you trying to do in order to leave this place?
You know those little, like, I don't know. What are they called? The vase that is one surface and has no inside? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh,
Yes,
I know what you
yeah.
mean.
Yeah. I think what I'm trying to do is fold everything around us, like fold this dimension around us so we can like be on the outside.
Oh, you're trying to flip a sphere from its inside to its outside without bending or pinching it.
Yes. A very plausible, a famously plausible thing to do.
A very famously plausible mathematically thing that you need to do. You do it through folding, obviously. Everybody knows
Yeah.
this.
You fold it in.
Yeah, you just gotta fold it and
I'm
give
folding
it a little bends.
here.
And a tweeze. So, you look around you. Viari, you watching this is very difficult on a brain. You note that this is about to be very difficult on your brain. I am going to give you the option to close your eyes to avoid any type of save affiliated with this. The rest of the world around you might not be so lucky, but you may close your eyes.
I will close my eyes.
All right. As A's, you exert your power over this area, this nightmare realm, as it begins to sort of disintegrate around you, with Beatrice having been slain in here. The folds and the rippling around you begin to extend, begin to push the circle into itself. You twist the outside edges and you begin to move them through each other. You watch as several creatures and beasts that were manifestations of Beatrice's mind in here begin howling in agony as they watch this all going before them. Parts of them are getting ripped to shreds. You, on the other hand, are perfectly fine. Viari is, as they are close to you, also perfectly fine. They just might. It's a very good thing they are not opening their eyes. You close, you twist, you move, and as you begin to pop everything out, there's a brief moment of silence. You look, you are sitting almost in between two spaces, an empty space of sorts. You are about to press outward this folded dimension and press yourself back into the real world when you see the moon existing in this space of unreality outside of your control. It blinks once. Do you finish the spell?
Yeah.
As you stare at it back, you finish the spell, and you pushed back into real space, along with the old man who was trapped in there, along with Charlie's father. However, Charlie's father is unfortunately a little worse for wear, as he did not close his eyes in time.
Oh, did he look at the moon? Was that what they were closing their eyes for?
Closing their eyes to kind of watch they were closing their eyes to prevent themselves from seeing their dimension be folded and twisted in such a fashion that it's like, oh, my eyesight is going buggy. Wait a minute, that's a wall. Oh no, it's shoving towards me. I'm being
bunch of
shoved
fucking
through space and
lightweights.
time.
Oh my god.
Yeah, a very bad time for them. They've never been in a fun house mirror room. You are popped out. Charlie's dad is reeling. Charlie knew that some fuck shit was about to happen and closed his eyes. The old man who was standing guard, still in his rocking chair. Well, that was quite the something that happened. Good for you. Please don't do that here.
Ace was probably, like, as soon as they got back, just, like, staring at the moon for a little bit.
No blinks.
Yes, I don't intend on, doing that anytime soon.
Good. Well, I need to go find a place to sit at. And he starts just shimmying his rocking chair along the.
Do you want me to modify that?
Oh no, this is by far the best means of locomotion.
Wheels exist.
I don't trust wheels. What if they turn and I fall over?
That's what. Okay.
He makes his progress, dragging it along the ground, but as it squeaks along the ground. But you're back in real space. You have slain now 1/4 of the Beatrices. Congratulations.
Ooh.
There are 3 supposedly left in this place. A's, make an Arcana check, please.
I need. How many dice do I need? Arcana, that is a 26.
With your... A few things sort of pieced together here. You managed to effectively transport dimensions, plane shift, teleport, without getting body checked by the moon. It seems like you may be able to go back to the Pantheon now safely, as long as you are also casting that spell.
Oh. I think I could get us back to the Pantheon.
Okay. Should we go back?
I don't think we need to right now, but if or when we need to, I think as long as you all just keep your eyes closed.
Okay. I do want to ask my dad about. I'm getting God freed, you know? Like the number of voices in my head is.
crowded up here, yeah.
Yeah.
Viari,
okay.
I'm going to be entirely honest with you. This is incredibly bad for me to be in here. You ever heard of like a virus or a disease?
Yeah, I've heard.
Your body is viewing me basically like that, and it won't be long before I get completely overwritten and die as a memory inside of your head. I need to get out of here. I'm willing to make a trade. I'm willing to make a goddamn deal. I don't have Chaos God powers anymore, so I can't go back on it. Please, I don't want to die in your memory section. Please.
Can I tell if that's a lie?
He's in your head, so quite literally, yes. He's not lying at all. There's nothing he can do to hide anything from you at this point.
What kind of trade are you proposing?
You guys need power, right? Right? Everyone needs power, right? Everyone needs the thing. Before I became the god of imagination, the whole reason I was brought into this is because I was the greatest wizard, the greatest spellcaster, the greatest that our plane had ever seen. I invented a way to cast spells that rival gods. Yes, okay, I did that. And that is why Beatrice brought me on, was because my whole thing was I was the source of power for them. I was going to make their new source of power, or whatever that meant. I made a way to cast spells. I call it spellsmithing. You can combine spell slots as long as they are above 6th level together, and you can cast 15th level spells. All spells gain additional benefits. You have your liar points, right? I see that right here. You can use those instead of spell slots to do this. I will teach you how to do it. I will give that to you. I will be a prisoner in whatever domain you want me in. I just don't want to die a memory.
Okay, well. Okay, I also don't want you to die, but I also don't want you to, like, be able to leave yet.
I'll be a prisoner in your domain. Pick one. I'll stay there forever. I will have...
You want to be a warlock?
Sure. I'll be a warlock. I'll do anything.
Okay.
Is that the deal? I'd be a warlock and I get out of here?
Yeah, and I get whatever that thing you were just talking about.
All right, sure. Yeah.
yeah. Okay, all right, cool. Charlie, can you, like, broker the deal, please?
Yeah, I can broker that. Question, though, we might not want to do it here.
Okay, yeah, we want to go...
If Ace is telling the truth, we should go back topside.
Yeah,
we should go
okay.
somewhere in a controlled environment.
Okay, that sounds fair and reasonable.
Also, we need to get my dad medical attention. I think his brain is broken.
Oh yeah, we should give him total life. Ace, can we go?
Sure. Yeah, I'll just do that again immediately following it.
I know you lack the spell slot. I will allow you to combine a 7th and a 2nd.
Okay, great.
Yeah, you started. I watched you in real time. Realized as you were describing the mechanics of your 15th level spellcasting thing for me,
I'd
you
already
realized in
planned
real
it.
time that I don't have. Oh, okay.
I'd already planned
like
it
that.
for
I
you.
don't. Oh yeah.
I've
Give
been
it to
wanting
the
to
player
give it
who
to you
doesn't
guys
have
for a
six
while,
level
and I was
spell
like,
slots.
you have these points that you never use. That's your points now. Congratulations.
Well, technically, when I use my points to enter the storyteller form, all of my spell slots become 6th level.
Oh, bet.
So yeah, I will combine my spell slots. I think kind of the way this looks when is like usually casting a spell, you know, and like is drawing the little sigils in the air, and it's like maybe like a cool little circle that's sort of cracks of reality instead of like light showing. There's just little gaps. In this case, it's like a smaller circle and a larger one for the 2 and the 7 instead of a whole one for the 9, or like whatever weird like what's the word? Like tesseractine sort of multidimensional polyhedrals I'm crafting that are viewable in the third dimension. But yeah, and this isn't a moon magic spell slot, so I won't necessarily use my runecaster for this. I will just cast it. And before as I start, I say, everyone close your eyes this time.
Already closed.
And
Charlie
maybe your
has his
mind,
hand.
if you can do it.
Dad's already closed-minded. He's been so since the 70s.
Okay, well, we can unpack that later.
And you cast?
Yeah.
As you do so, once again, there's this, as you shift the dimensions, sort of pull them into each other, fold them and how they're all connected together in those weird and specific ways, you once again find yourself in silence, about to finish the spell, and the moon once again is there. It seems like you're passing through this empty space every time, right before you finish casting the spell.
Yeah, I think because I'm like literally bending time and space, I think I will just sort of pause in the space in between spaces where the moon is before I finish casting the spell.
All right.
And I think I just spend some time, like, just with it, alone again.
It blinks at you again, the moon. It seems shocked to see something else here. Make an Arcana check, please, as the world around you still is at this empty space is fuzzy. It's you need to kind of focus your energy before things start becoming more visible.
That is a 30.
With this 30, you are able to exert your presence as a god in this realm, and clarity begins to emerge from what this thing is seeing. You realize that this space between space, you realize that that it is poking through from its own dimension, this thing. The eye of the moon is attached to a much larger creature on the other side of this dimension. And you realize that this beckoning of the moon that has occurred at Fishhook has been them slowly bringing these dimensions closer and closer together between this unrealized space.
Mm.
With your more concentrated magic on this side, you realize that it is disguised as a moon for all to see on the ground. Well, not really disguised, it's just how it appears. But it is actually a large eye. And you realize that the blood that you see on the plane below that is leaking from the moon
It's crying?
is its tears.
No. I am going to look back at it. I mean, I guess I've been looking at it this whole time. And I think A's tears up a bit too, just not really sure why. And just blinks back.
Make an insight check at disadvantage.
And that is not something that I'm good at. That is a 24. 25, I think. Yes.
25. It's tough to read a creature that you not only can only see an eye of, but is obviously not exactly a regular creature. You get the sense, though, that it understands that you see it, and that you see its current predicament.
Yeah. And with that, I will finish casting the spell.
And the spaces pass between each other, and you are back in the Pantheon. You arrive exiting the divine contract, sort of in the main pavilion.
Charlie, is there a way that I can get imagination as a domain out of this?
Oh, kid, it's possible. I know you want it. I know you've been wanting it. He doesn't have rights.
Well, I didn't want it until now, but
He doesn't have. Oh, don't lie to me. Look, he's had the fact that he's no longer the rights holder of it, and it's now belonging to Beatrice. It kind of depends. There's a reason one entity doesn't hold all the domains at any given time. You need multiple caretakers. You know, the mind, the consciousness, whatever you want to call it, for gods can only hold so much. And if at any point you start slipping, you forget that you're the god of random Tuesdays every other week, or you're the god of the sweet smell of burger cheese or whatever. You forget that. That'll slip. So it's a high chance that Beatrice has some domains locked tight, steel trap in her mind, but there are some that she might forget. I don't think she'll forget imagination. There's a chance.
not if it was at the heart of our plans. But I don't know. Who's to say? Maybe.
As you guys arrive, though, Alistair immediately comes running with a sort of armed entourage of arbiters and justiciars, these glyph-based constructs. Oh. How the hell did you arrive back here? And through the back doors in a contract, no less. We thought we were being assaulted.
Oh, wait, where... actually, I'm going to look... Where in the contract did we come out of?
So, you guys came out of... You guys actually emerged from in between chaos. You're at sea.
Oh. That is fascinating, actually.
What did you do? How did you...
Should we be worried about that? Is that ominous?
Maybe ominous. What did you do?
Oh, I just sort of folded us. I just folded the...
So you're telling me that origami is the secret to breaking my divine contract?
Well, how many dimensions is your contract good for?
I was expecting all of them. How many did you have? What did you do? What spell did you cast?
Access new dimension. I mean, it's sort of a... I don't know if it's like a written, spell.
He flips out a contract in front of him and he just starts...
Just sort of cast it.
Well, congratulations, you've made a new spell. It's not in the change log, it's under currently unknown. We'll workshop the name, I see. Patent pending. A's. I'm always surprised that you file your patents quarterly.
Well, I mean, if we don't stay on top of these things, then we will all descend into chaos, and then, of course, all this was for naught.
Okay.
That's what the grad students are for.
So you emerged, so you cast this spell,
Describe it to me. What happened?
I sort of just made. Look, there's a lot of space,
Yes.
and then the things in between space doesn't exist, right? Because that's how space is.
Yes, they shouldn't exist.
So I just slid in the space that doesn't exist in between spaces, and just sort of folded all of the different dimensions around that space in between spaces, and now.
And you emerge at chaos.
Well, that part might be possible on account of we just came out of a secret nightmare dimension that Beatrice
Well, we went
made
back to
built
Fishhook
us.
first.
Oh yeah, no, we did. Never mind. Right.
I'm sorry, what did you... What? Secret nightmare dimension. With Beatrice in it. Did you...
Oh, it'll be in the report.
Yeah.
You're fine. It's fine. It's no big deal.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, we killed
Let's
one
get
of her
him.
aspects, but
Already? This is fantastic. This is
she
great.
let us.
It's actually really depressing.
Yeah. No,
Yes.
I'm a little worried because she let us.
I'm so confused with about 90% of this conversation.
Okay, well, I really think we need to pick one thing and sort of plow through that, because if we keep asking questions on our questions, we're just not going to get anywhere.
Let's
No, yeah,
peel
please.
this back. Let's peel this
Sure.
back. You guys did the spell. You emerge at chaos. That means something. This is a result of something. This is not planned. This is something this is an exploit, effectively.
Okay.
Chaos seems to be if you are almost like a residual number that emerges when it has nothing else to pull from. So it
So
plants
it's sort of
you-
like the null response, but not null.
Exactly. Because you should have emerged from null. However, Theta has null, which means you're supposed to emerge from Theta's domains. But you emerge from chaos, which means there's something else we don't know about what is in there. We're going to have to send a detachment team to go and investigate. Get the investigators on board.
When you say something else that we don't know about that's in there, do you mean like in the kind of way that like imagination is the counterpart to what I've been doing here? There's probably a Theta counterpart. Is that what you mean, or am I lost?
Potentially. There's a lot of possibilities. That's not a bad theory. It could be some sort of trap or plan that's been laid out, some sort of change that has been sent through that I wasn't able to track. So maybe one of the times that Z snuck in, he didn't just sneak into secrets. That was just a distraction. He was actually meaning to sneak something into chaos. A lot of possibilities, though I will look into a counterpart to Theta.
Let me know if your investigators find anything about moons.
Yes, when you last came here and I had to slay you, you were raving about the moon.
We've not updated you on what's been going on planet side.
No, you have not. Unfortunately, all attempts of contact have been limited, and and honestly, my control over Viari and my eyes on the ground effectively are staticky at best.
Well, I almost don't want to update you because I feel as though you will find it incredibly upsetting.
I'd rather I know so that I can best understand it.
Okay. Well, understanding is a great word for you to use here, I think. So, currently, one of my aspects is sort of the one that you killed.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of just doing its own thing.
They're not supposed to do that.
Yeah.
I think it's fine.
The moon wants to do that to all of us. It wants to like steal all of our
Okay,
aspects.
well, that's not. It's not that that's what the moon wants. And I understand the last time I was here, I
asked you that?
was.
Didn't it say it wanted to give you friends or something?
It's okay. Want is a very particular word with a lot of connotations.
All right,
I understand that the last
Speak in
time
the
I was
spirit
here,
of what I mean, rather than the pedantics
Well,
of the
no,
words I've
the
used.
pedantics is important here, not because it does want that, but its concept of want is not the same as our, like, it is not doing it with intention, but that is what it is trying to do.
So would you almost say it is a function?
Yes, it is. It is what it is trying to sort of become everything, but it's not like that is just its nature, although nature isn't quite the right word for it, but I'm working on it. I'm so close to figuring it out, I think.
Make an insight
Alistair.
check on Alistair and Ace.
Alistair, Al.
31.
He knows something. You have said the right combination of words that something has clicked in his clockwork brain.
Uh-huh.
And he's not saying it intentionally.
Uh-huh. Does any of that sound, is that making sense, or is this like the scarf thing again?
No, this is making... You are not delusional. This tracks, as you might say. I'm going to need to look into a few things.
What sort of things are you looking into, if I can ask?
This thing, beckoned by Beatrice, that's her plan. If this is her plan to beckon a presence that is borderline uncontrollable, that is an all-consuming force, it doesn't seem like a good plan. I don't think that is her plan. I think there is some information. And Viari, now you're tracking, you've dealt with Alistair many times. He is willfully not saying certain things. He is obfuscating information that he has. You may make a deception check to figure out what.
Okay. I will do that. Oh. Oh, why does my computer insist on turning my camera off?
It's just being courteous.
No, I know why. Wait, will it not let me turn it back on? Oh, there we go. Wait, it's the wrong... Hold on. It's the wrong camera. There we go. Okay. Dice roller. Deception is like a lot. Hold on. I just had to, God damn it. I just had to close some windows. I'm pretty sure it's like 8d6. I just had to close some windows to get my camera to come back on because I think it's a RAM issue. So I'm loosely guessing
Here I thought you had a MacBook. But, cause Windows.
You have to close some windows.
Because like Windows is Microsoft is like.
I'm
a
ignoring
PC.
both of you. I know I got it.
Well, you weren't laughing, so clearly the only logical conclusion is you didn't understand the joke.
That's actually insane. That's crazy. That's the only logical conclusion?
Yeah,
It was pretty funny.
it was pretty
38. I rolled a 38.
funny. Good for you.
He's hiding something he knows about the identity of this creature. Whether it is malicious hiding, unintentional, or he just wants to confirm, you do not know, but he is hiding the identity. He has an idea.
Al,
Viari?
care to share with the class?
No, not yet.
Please. This is going to be helpful for us. This is going to be helpful for the mission.
The thing is I don't know if it'll be helpful yet.
But we might, if you say it out loud.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, okay. What if I'm bad at those?
Well, that sounds like a you problem.
Can I assist?
You can assist. You can give advantage.
Thanks. I just have 1d6 on this one. Okay, the first one's a 23, and the second
think-
one... is a 10, so that's a 23.
I want to say I think the way Aze is assisting is just having my rune caster and flipping. I'm just looking a little expectant at Alistair in a way of like, you can either tell me or I am going to figure this out.
What I was going to say before is, you know how Ace gets. Like, as, they're off on the little, like,
You don't need to
digging
threaten me with A's uncovering eldritch knowledge.
It's not a threat. It's just...
It's a promise.
Yeah, it's just who Ace is as a person. I was just going to say, I'm just saying.
I will tell you. I don't know what it means yet, but I think I have an inkling of what this is. A while ago, back in the Divine Contract, back when I was writing it, effectively, I needed to write the concept of everything. I needed to make everything. I made everything. Everything is separate from everything, though. If that makes any sense. And I'm saying I can do everything. I'm not referring to absolutely every single thing on the entire thing. It needs to be a separate idea. And so it was. Its own set. There's everything else, and then there's everything. And they were kept separate from each other. Intentionally locking them in a whole other dimension where they would be everything there. They would also be the only thing, thus satisfying the need for it. I think, if I'm correct, Beatrice, who was aware of this for many years, has made a ploy. She destroyed the moon, which held rule over Fishhook for a while, and has instead, through hypocrisies and other such blasphemies, misconstrued everything into something else. An entity that is greater than herself, than me, than everything. And she showed it what it wasn't, and now it desires to become it. I think it is also aware of the fact that it's not supposed to be here. But it can't help itself. I think it's too far gone at this point. That is what I think is happening.
So you don't think there's a way to save it?
There might be. But it is an entity at this point of higher reasoning than even mine. In a way, things...
What does that mean? Like it's smarter than you?
Well, it's just thinking on a different scale than I am. In a way, when things are at... There's a threshold. There's things... When things are very dumb, they're dumb. When things are very smart, they also act dumb. That middle portion is where we get interesting thoughts. This thing is currently on that very dumb side of the smart scale. It doesn't It doesn't see reasons for what we're doing. It sees us as the functions beyond it. It goes, you're just doing what you're doing. I'm just doing what I'm doing. I am everything. And if I am not everything, I'm not satisfying what I am. I must become everything. You are people. You must do what you must. It doesn't begrudge or hate you for it. In the same way that it hopes that you don't begrudge or hate it for what it must do.
So you think the moon is the separated concept of everything?
I wouldn't be surprised. It would be one of the best gambles that Beatrice would have left in her cards. If she had somehow warped what it is, broken its chains, unleashed it, it could have warped it and made it do what it is currently doing to Fishhook. locking it in night.
I need you to take this in the best way possible because I know in your heart of hearts you want to tell us no right now. I need you to tell us, are there any more of these secret little, oh yeah, I locked away the concept of everything. Oh yeah, I've
There are...
I have a brother who is locked away. You know, like any more of those that might...
There are a lot of those.
Could we get that information declassified?
No, I cannot. I cannot just... There's a reason they're kept there. You see what happens when everything breaks free of its bonds.
How are we supposed to work against infinite forces that we are not aware of?
You've been doing it thus far. You have.
Can't help but feel like this one's a little different than like combustion and ignition. They feel a little less infinite than everything.
That's fair, but
Just a
currently
thought.
you have a god of time and space.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Ace has sort of been like, as you guys were talking, Ace is kind of like in their own little space, just thinking about things and just sort of like flipping mindlessly on the runecaster, but just like they're trying to solve a problem in their head.
Okay. Fine. Don't tell us.
Look, I don't want this to be a thing of me not telling you, because obviously there are things you could do that would be very valuable if I told you. I am scared of the danger that comes with this information, with holding it secret. Viari, you are already a top priority target. I don't want to put a bigger target on your back. Or for that matter, Ace's back either.
I guess the target's already there though, right? Like, it's not like Beatrice is gonna hold back in the first place.
Some of these infinite forces that have been locked away might be a lot more interested in you if they know that you know.
Do you just have like a bunch of other siblings? Is that what's happening?
They're not siblings, they are my creations. And sometimes you create things that are stronger than you. Sometimes you unleash things onto the world that you cannot control. Sometimes they arrive. And sometimes they're angry, sometimes they're benevolent. In this case, everything is dangerous. And besides, don't you doing that little secret project with power that I definitely don't know about?
What's the point in keeping anything a secret from you?
There isn't one, but I pretend.
Do I actually have secrets from you, or do you actually know everything?
I suppose I know everything. Unless you have a secret from me, in which case I don't. Do you have secrets from me?
That doesn't help. I don't know.
There you go.
Okay.
It's better we both don't know, and let's not try and close this gap then, so you can have whatever secrets you think you have, and I can pretend I know everything.
You can pretend everything does not include anything to do with power.
Sure. Anyway, you have an infinite god at your beck and call right here. Time and space is literally the combination you needed for A's here to become infinite. You've already seen they're capable of hiding things from me. That is the direct show of power over me.
I mean, that's pretty cool.
You're on that scale. Point
Viari
being,
is thinking about the fact that they're pretty sure they were doing that even when they were mortal, so they're not convinced that that's actually enough to deal with Alistair.
the point being, you have the facilities.
Ace has always done time and space. It's just now I'm doing more time and more space.
Yeah. Well, Viari was doing the thinking in pictures to keep their thoughts unheard from Alistair thing.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, alright, so There might be one other thing. I have to make a deal with imagination.
What? He's still alive?
Well, no. Yes, he came back. He's in my head right now. When we went to, yeah, I knew. Yeah,
you never explain things
One
in full.
thing
Explain
I know.
yourself.
I love watching the reactions on your face. It's just like really entertaining. Okay, no. So when we went to the Nightmare Realm, found a book on imagination because I knew imagination was supposed to be in Fishhook and it was really sus and there was I don't need to explain the backstory to you. Anyway, started reading the book. Turns out imagination suspected that Beatrice might try to kill them, and so they worked into their book a way for them to come back when it was read. I haven't finished reading it. I basically got to the part where imagination appeared in my head and then I stopped because it felt like a bad play to do it. But they're willing to make a deal and to like work as my warlock or whatever. And also give us the ability to create really cool spells. So it's a win-win-win for us.
You're hiding what it's called.
I forgot what it's called.
I'm still going to
What?
call for
I
the
would-
deception check because I don't think Viari would have forgotten what it was called.
Oh.
If you would've-
I'm
unless-
not lying on purpose.
Would you like to remember what it's called and say it in the moment?
Yes,
instead?
please.
Okay, I
The deception
misunderstood.
check was 50. Never mind. No, but I don't know what it. I don't remember what it was called.
Spellsmithing.
Oh, okay. Something about spellsmithing. Anyway.
Okay.
Uh,
You guys go away for a few days, come back, and break into my divine contract with ancient secrets, knowledge of gods that were long since locked away, and now you're asking to spellsmith.
Well, technically, we already made the deal to spellsmith, so.
yeah.
Oh, God.
Because well, if imagination can do it, why can't I?
It's a chaos
Also,
ability.
imagination was my counterpart on the chaos side. That much became very clear.
Ah, got you. Okay, well... I'm not going to be able to stop you. Do it in Truth's domain.
My domain.
It's still called Truth.
It is, but that's fair enough.
And your
why?
other aspect is a pain in the ass, by the way. Your little...
Why?
They are annoying. They're like you when you were 13. I thought we grew out of this, and now I'm having to teach them manners again. It is very frustrating. Get a grip on them.
Okay. Alright, I'll talk to them. I might actually... How's Scrap doing? I can put him in charge of them.
Oh, Scrap. Timescale wise, he's about to enter his adult years. He's done very good. He's a great warlock.
I hate how much I'm missing. Okay. Yeah, alright. I'll touch base with Truth. And also, well, Scrap's gonna meet this one. Because Scrap's the boss. It's like a high, he's gonna meet his new boss.
Alright. Bring them to the Truth's
Thanks.
domain. Take care. I'm going to get the investigators on that, and I will update you when I find what's happening with the Chaos contract.
Great.
Yeah,
I'm
great.
gonna go talk to my brain computer.
Okay. Could you please change the paint on it, if that's alright? I don't like looking at it. It scares me.
Fine.
What does it look like?
It's very organic at present.
It's a little fleshy. Get some bricks around it, if that's okay.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Wouldn't want to be out of code.
This isn't an HOA thing.
It's feeling a little HOA,
Yes, because if whatever.
You don't want a brain computer in your backyard? It's fine.
No, I don't. I don't want a billion brains as in a fleshy tower of a almost mimicking Babylon in my own
Alistair,
home.
Would you rather me go and carve out some other place that exists outside the Pantheon that you can't, see? I'll
None of
put
these
bricks
are-
around it. I'm putting bricks around it.
Okay.
I've got
okay.
the sand. It'll match the rest of the sand temple vibe.
Thank you for the sand temple. God, Alistair's just gonna turn and leave, and the adjudicators and judiciaries are just standing there. Follow me! And then they walk off.
Did he just curse God as he left? That's
I
kinda
feel like
on
we're
the
really
nose.
breaking new strides with Alistair these days. This is fun. This is fun again.
Yeah. He's getting there. He's like understanding what being a person is, I guess.
Yeah.
But you're going to your domain? Did you want company or do you want me to like leave you alone?
Oh, either way is fine. I'm just going to try and figure out some more details about the sort of dimensional enmeshing that's happening here. See if we can figure out a way around it.
I'll come hang
and
out.
apparently put up some bricks. Okay, great. Yeah, we head toward time.
Bet.
Do you want the simulacrums to help with the bricks?
I actually don't need them for that.
Fair enough.
It's not that I don't need your simulacrum.
Well, it's that it's your domain and you can just decide that there's bricks. No, I get
well,
that.
we go in and I just, the sands that are around the giant
Yeah.
flesh tower begin moving, and it's like a mix of, it's flesh and wires is what it is, except now
Oh, man.
there's like obsidian and sandstone, and it's this beautiful contrast of like sleek black metal with smooth sand and lime, kind of more Tower of Babel-esque. It's a very, I think Ace has a lot of like steampunk Art Deco vibes for this.
I don't know why he wanted like you to cover the outside so badly, because like he knows and sees everything. He can still see the inside.
I'm telling you, it's the curb appeal. These HOA assholes have been grinding up. No. Yeah. But, yeah.
You think he knows he's a bit of a Karen?
Alistair's kind of the ultimate Karen. Alistair is the complaining and the manager. That much for this, and nothing for Windows. Insane.
This one was better. I'm sorry.
I'll go into the computer.
Your little
Computer.
Go. You're at your little monitor in your terminal here. It's running Linux. I feel like A is
obviously.
Linux.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm about this close to going on a Linux system myself.
Can I just say
nowadays.
real quick before we get into this? You remember the previous Centaur conversation? Well, lo and behold, our friend Ben decided to send me something. And I would like...
Just now?
Yes!
Ask Ben
For
if
no goddamn reason.
he could sense it in the universe.
I like man with frog leg. That looks comfortable.
I hate
He
that.
looks so
Squatting.
settled. He looked so like
Whereas Frog with man leg just seems like he's inconvenienced.
he seems like his life is a struggle. Like nothing
Yeah.
works for him. Like he can only wear pants. Like
I
whereas-
don't know how the timing on that worked out the way that it did, but I'm upset about it. My day is
He
ruined,
heard
and
the
it's because of
ripples.
3 of
Yeah.
you.
Could sense it.
could sense it too. The collective consciousness. He felt
Yeah.
it in the whatevers, you know? Anyway, what are you looking up on the brain computer?
Okay, so here's my broad thoughts. I don't have like a specific query that I want to enter as Amelia, even though Ace might. Probably like just sort of glossing over the several things that Ace would type in. So like this dimensional extra dimensional thing is being pulled into our dimension, and that's where this issue is happening, because it is everything. It's being pulled into a space of other things, and the reconciliation is what's going to cause all the issue, trying to figure out how to like decide what happens there.
Yes, sort of. Make a history check for more details. You can ask the computer for more details, because that's I feel like that's the surface level understanding that Alistair gave. There is more to this based on information that you guys have probably forgotten, etc. Since this arc started a while ago.
Okay, that was a 26.
The 26 on that, and with the computer's information at your fingertips, some information starts getting pieced together as well. Long when this arc started, people were hypothesizing, specifically Alistair mentioned the idea of the Eldritch entity, the entity that exists outside of the contract, in between the contracts as well. And you even glimpsed them when you, Viari glimpsed them when she lied on the Chaos side to help bridge the two gaps in their escape a while back. In that, you also now know, with this information of everything being the god, that the potential god in specific on the other side, you know that there's a few ways to make an Eldritch entity. It is sort of, and it sort of ties into with how to make an amalgam on the Fey side, where you stack the Fey side of the world doesn't know how to deal with hypocrisies. So eventually, when enough are stacked on top of each other, they create these amalgam creatures which need to be hunted down, and these beasts. They did that. The Fey amalgam of the moon was there. Of the undead was there. And after that, after it was slain that final time in the sewers by you, A's, it became an amalgam. However, at that same time, unbeknownst to you, Beatrice had already begun beckoning the moon. And since this undead Fae was so unduly tied to the moon within the culture of Fishhook, these people whose belief is somewhat powerful, these two things got linked. And so, yes, everything is trying to reconcile its existence with this world that it isn't, but it is also now inevitably tied to this undead amalgam as well, creating an eldritch entity.
Okay. So,
potentially,
yeah. Allegedly. Okay, so A's sort of thought process is like, this is not something that really can be destroyed as far as they understand it. It's also not like something that we can just be like, no thank you, close the door on. So their thought process is actually not necessarily hastening, but perhaps, if that's how it works, like if this exists across dimensions and spaces, I'm thinking like if you had a bunch of cotton candy and you put it in water, it's going to melt through all the water. Now all the water is contaminated with sugar.
Yeah.
But if you opened up like a straw and you could take this giant piece of cotton candy and squish it through the straw to the other side of the water, where the water is, like, it's pretend there's airtight seals and whatever. Is there a way that we can like pull this through and push it out back to another dimension? Because if it's like, because in my mind, like, and perhaps the world of Fishhook exists in multiple dimensions. I'm thinking like, really, we only care about the main four, which are the three lateral spaces in time. So is it possible that we can just sort of like squish it through a small part of that to minimize how much it's destroying at any given time? And if we can do that over a very fixed thing, get it in and out, 20-minute adventure, we can like keep it from destroying the world and maybe just fracturing a part of it. Is that a reasonable thing, or am I way off base with how this thing is working?
Make an Arcana check, please, or a religion check.
I bet it's gonna be Arcana. Yep. Big money. 32.
Based on how you're able to sequester space even within Alistair's domain outside of his purview, this doesn't sound unreasonable to you. It is theoretically possible to sort of make a dimensional tunnel to somewhere else. It might be difficult and perhaps painful, as with your cotton candy analogy. The cotton candy does not come out the other side the same as it did before.
Yeah.
But it is possible. It would need
Okay.
a high scale, and it might need some more magic and maybe even some more bullshit from the plot. But it is possible.
Okay. Yeah. So Fiara, you just see Ace sitting at the computer, just kind of typing and reading and typing and reading for like a while.
Viara's building sandcastles.
Yeah, you got to do that outside. There's no sand inside the computer area, but you can go stand outside
Yeah.
the computer area and build sand.
Can I bring like a little sand pit in?
Ace just kind of turns and looks at you.
You know what? You'd let Godfrey do it if he asked.
You see like a little, you bring in a bunch of sand and you see like little walls come up around it
Yeah.
inside there to cordon it off. And then I
Yeah.
go back to the computer.
Thank you so much. I'm trying to reconstruct from memory a like little version of the tower, like in the sand.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And with that, we are going to go to break. We will be right back in 15 minutes. See y'all then. Bye! Hello, gamers! Welcome back to Paperwork Pantheon, where we left off. The party had managed to, through a new 9th level spell, access higher dimensions, with name being workshopped. Through Aza's kit, they were able to bring themselves back to the Pantheon to regroup, access some of their better resources, the billion brain computer, and what other shit are you doing? Oh yes, Viari is making a sandcastle in the billion brain computer room. Also important.
I don't understand how the brains work. I don't know. Aza's doing their research.
Are you using like the little plastic toys to do it? Or like the little plastic like?
No, I am a professional. Thank you very much.
Oh, right.
I think Viari has commissioned at some point, as soon as they saw Aza's domain for the very first time, they got their simulacrums onto making a little workshop room in their apartment to make the perfect sandcastle crafting tools. And so Viari has this is the first opportunity Viari has had to bust out some proper sculpting tools that the professional sandcastle makers use, and they are going ham. They're having a great time.
You have in your toolkit then sandcastle tools. You have the knife, a metal knife. You have the metal
rake,
the the rake. You also have a plastic shovel about this big. You said professional, and that's what they use. That is also there. You have all of the kit. Oh my god, cat.
Right?
Oh my god.
All of a sudden, cat.
Oh my god, cat.
Yeah, that one's Jester. I should have made you guess, actually.
I would have got it wrong. My brain said Ori. They are exactly wrong in my brain. I just need to go with what my second instinct is.
Genuinely, every time.
It's like my brain recognizes that the cats, it just knows the wrong name.
She's not allowed to eat this.
But if she's not allowed to eat it, why is it within reach?
That's some old man
she's
beard.
not normally there.
That's some old man beard,
But
right?
she's there now.
No.
If she's not supposed to be eating it, then why is it tasty?
Great question.
Don't encourage her plant-eating habits. It makes her sick. No. Oh, give me one.
You go deal with that. You can go handle that. So in the billion brain computer room, they are giving these theories and hypotheses to you about the origin of this and the possible implications.
The concept is sound, but the execution is a lot.
It'd be you would need a lot more of you, potentially, a lot of warlocks. Ideas, the billion brain computer starts giving you, ways that this could be accomplished. You would need to substantially increase your power. You would need to potentially have lots of views, access the power domain, convince the entire citizenry of Fishhook to become a warlock to you.
I don't want to do all that paperwork.
Special addendum for the citizens of Fishhook. You see it's got an asterisk on it, and it says, check belief for more info.
Like in the contract?
In the contract, yes.
Okay, I'll make a note there. Great. I mentioned that to you, Viari, that I'm going to need a lot of power or more Mies or more warlocks or... Well, I don't have warlocks. I have
grad students.
Yeah, but I think they're more likely clerics or paladin.
Yeah.
I think they're clerics that uphold
knowledge domain clerics, probably
probably the honor code.
This is a good cup of tea. Goddamn.
Yeah.
I killed this shit.
I love when that happens, where it's just kind of perfect.
It's kind of just a little bit better. It's I had it just.
Yeah, and you're what did I do? Yeah.
Now that we're back in the Pantheon, can I switch my character sheet?
Yes, you may.
Okay, because I got future from the soup.
Yes, you got future back from the soup. Yes.
Okay, I think before we go back to Fishhook, I want to change the future. But yeah, Viari, I let you know.
Sounds good to me. You're starting more cults? Love to see it.
I don't like the way cults function.
I know, that's why I use the word.
I just want people to all be on the same page.
Yeah, the problem is that if that page must be your page, it is a cult.
I guess.
It could be the right page, but so could, I don't know, the guy down the street.
Yeah, we'll figure out the details.
To be fair, I do think that you probably have a better chance of being on the right page than any guy, so...
Well, I do generally just think I'm on the right page all the time, so...
Yeah, you do, and sometimes you make it our problem.
This is why I'm telling you now, in the interest of full disclosure, that this is... I just would rather not have a bunch of warlocks and people that are tied to me. I like to be very discerning with my domain.
And I think that if we're going to go about getting you more followers, I think we need to be equally as discerning. So like what I did with Dreams is I set up a bunch of like enrichment activities that people who were of the caliber and quality that I wanted could figure out and could become lucid in sleep, and then would be offered the deal by my dream aspect, who is presiding over dreams. So basically, like, I have an automated system to vet those people. Right. I feel like you still want the quality check, and you kind of probably need the billion brain computer to help you check your applicants.
What if we just cut off the head of the university and I just put myself there? And then if they pass the exams, then congratulations, you get more power. Listen to me.
It sounds like you're lowering your standards.
That's why we have the exams. They vet people out. They're not just regular. I'm not talking multiple choice tests. Okay, it's very rigorous.
Do you think that maybe we should look at universities
non-traditional
elsewhere
learners
as well? Oh, and non-traditional learners. Yeah, sure.
I think we kind of need the people of Fishhook. Their belief is the thing that's tethering this, so they need to be...
Okay.
There.
Well, what we could just do then is
a bunch of people to Fishhook 50 years ago. And sure, it would have some implications on the later timeline, but we could figure those out.
Yes to that, agree to that. I also think, in addition, we probably want to be starting with the non-traditional, like people who don't have access to traditional education, and giving them those alternate sources of information via maybe some sort of like alternate education path. Maybe something that's already a little established with,
you just want scrappy little warlocks again. You just want scrappy little warlocks again.
Like a Montessori
I was going down the blue target route. Thank you very much. I got my scrappy little warlocks. I'm happy. You don't touch them, and I'm happy. You can
maybe we just what if we just let Godfried lead blue target, and we just have Godfried point them in my direction?
Yeah. Also, I don't know why Godfried gets blue target all to himself. It was my idea, but
you don't seem like the sort of demagogue kind of type.
I'm not. I like the idea of it, but honestly, it's really stressful having everyone like constantly at you.
I want the power of demagoguery without the process of demagoguery.
Leadership is just so tedious and very irritating in a lot of ways. But okay, so we want to go back in time to...
Oh, I was joking about that.
Why?
Well, because if we had done it, we would have already known we did it.
But we could do it now.
Yes.
What if this is the reason we've never done it before, is because you always talk us out of doing it?
Well, I was joking about going back in time, just taking people from universities and other planes and pushing them in there back in time. That's what I was joking about.
Oh, okay. So I was thinking more if we go back in time and start releasing information that is pertinent to what we want to younger generations and younger versions of the people who are here now.
Out of character, that seems too messy for me.
You never want to do anything fun anymore. What
I
happened to
know.
the old days? The old days would have done it.
The old days would have done it. The current Amelia does not want to open up that as a plot thread.
Fine. What?
I was just trying to make a one-off joke, but I don't want to do it.
Okay, hear me out. I've been trying to get this online for a very long time, but it does require that we get the people of Fishhook able to sleep. Dream propaganda.
I mean, yes. Can we make them sleep without removing the moon and the eternal night, though?
My wonder is the moon connected to their inability to sleep? Because we found ourselves dealing with like Beatrice in a nightmare realm, right? Like,
Well, nightmare. Yeah, I think it is. I'm trying to remember and looking through my notes. Yeah, when did the sleeping happen relative to the long night?
This exact same time.
Yeah, I do think they're connected. I think we have to end the long night to fix that.
that's fair. I guess my thought is like that Beatrice was also part of the beckoning the moon thing, right?
Yeah,
that was
but,
the
I mean,
plan. So
You have imagination, right? That's just dreaming while you're awake, is it not?
I guess it's not my domain though.
But you can like, I don't know, can't you like poke him with a stick or something?
One sec. Imagination.
Yeah, I'm currently dying. Hello. I'm glad you got to build your fucking sandcastle. Can I please be let out of here?
Okay.
I'm already starting to lose parts of me. It's getting replaced with all these random pictures that I can't decipher.
Okay. We're gonna get you out. We're gonna make this deal. I'm
Yeah?
gonna do it in the domain of truth.
Okay, sure.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna. You can come if you want.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
As you get up to leave, the sand castles you make, like, I look at you and I say, "Are you done with your sand castle?"
Sure.
Did you build
I'll
it?
press
Yeah.
to digitate it away.
No, it automatically just dissolves back into the sand.
Oh, okay.
And then as we head out the door of the tower, you realize that in A's domain, you know how the sky switches time. It is night and there is a moon. And it feels like it's staring at you.
We're gonna talk about that later. All right. Domain of truth. On the way there, I'm going to be talking to imagination. You said that if I kept reading your book, that I could get the domain of imagination. Is that true? Like, how do I get your domain? You said you knew how.
I know how to get the domain. The answer is in the book. Yes, I can also tell it to you, but I need to get out of here right now. Give me the deal. Give me the deal.
Okay, once we're in the domain of truth.
Walk faster.
Deal?
Walk faster. Yes,
Once we're in the
yes. I'll make the deal.
I
I'll make the deal.
I'll take you through a shortcut.
Okay, you guys arrive. He immediately says, "Deal!" And he pops out. And as he pops out, how would you like to restrain him?
I think that I wasn't planning on restraining him, but I understand, like, if it seems like there's a need, I think that all of the tiny little moths and fireflies, and the little, like, birds and bees and things, pluck at the threads from the domain of truth, and they just very gently, start, like, weaving around his body and keeping him tied still.
Mm-hmm. All right, he gets tied up in these threads. Okay, well, thank you. I'm alive. I appreciate it a lot. These threads are very tight. Ow.
No, gently. They're not too, like, I don't want him to hurt him.
They're uncomfortable, you know? It's just, okay.
You remind me of someone, and that's not a compliment.
Oh, God, please don't tell me it's Z's. I don't want to be like Z's. I never want to be like Z's.
Oh, well. Yeah, well, you're giving Z's energy, so like.
Ah! You see, he falls over on the ground, just like, oh god, damn it!
This isn't helping.
Ah!
Wait, am I seeing this? Is this happening in your brain?
No, this is out in the domain now.
Yeah, I'm just watching.
He stands up.
Okay,
He sits up and he goes,
imagination.
Hello, A's.
Hello.
Ziz has told me a lot about you. Okay.
Oh.
I owe you guys a few things now. First of all, I am now officially your warlock.
Thanks. Do you kind of hate that? Is that like we can talk about you not having to do that eventually?
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, I don't want to force you into servitude, but I also can't have you running back to Beatrice. You know.
I think this is the best if you keep me as a warlock until the end of the war. Next, I owe you spell smithing.
Mm-hmm. Yes, please.
Okay. So, fun fact about spell smithing is I kind of need my hands.
Okay. You tried to do anything sus, however.
You see that, Viari, as you look around your domain, you see your the spirit of truth sitting in like the trees that encapsulate at the top of the domain, just staring them down like a sniper right at
I was
them.
not this bad at 13. I might have been.
They go invisible on command.
Was I always this dramatic? Ace knew me growing up, I assume. Was I always this dramatic? Don't answer that.
Imagination goes, okay.
Spellsmithing. A's will be able to learn this too. Anyone with spells can do it. The trick is, whenever you cast a spell, what you're actually doing is accessing the divine contracts on both sides. You're effectively casting a version of the word itself, speaking it into existence. You direct it with your spells, your arcane focuses, but once you become aware of this fact, you realize that your spells are always slightly less powerful. They never reach the heights that they are in the pure, undistilled form of the contract. Spellsmithing fixes this. You take its raw form, you combine it with enough energy, and eventually it gets there at the 15th level. Now I can do this only once per day because I'm immortal once more, but you are gods. You have free access to the divine contract at any time. Spellsmithing should come naturally to you. Now, when you upcast to 15th level, the spell usually acquires additional effects not written or heard of in ages. I tried to document as many as I could, but even then, it's kind of hard to do when you're immortal, and my work was a little bit stopped. My work got stopped, unfortunately, when I became a god. Wall of Force is one spell. All spells that attempt to enter from the outside are stopped. All spells cast from the inside out get upcast to 15th level, but do not gain the benefits of spellsmithing otherwise. So you can cast a fireball through it and it will deal more. It'll be hotter.
Okay.
Another one that I know that I'm aware of its effects. Spirit Shroud.
Say more.
Its dice size is increased to D12s. It deals its 4d12. It's now at 9th level. Well, actually, no, it deals 11. 7d12 damage per hit.
And the creature's maximum HP is reduced by the amount of damage dealt.
Oh my god. That is going to be very useful.
All spells can be spellsmithed. Every one. Even the unconventional ones that normally don't have an upcast. Counterspell.
You mean I can
magic.
make weird really cool?
Weird is really cool.
What does weird do?
I haven't cast it, but I'm sure it is really cool. I never
Because
learned
normally
weird.
it's really bad. Yeah, I know. No one ever learns weird because it's bad.
But this is spellsmithing. Every spell this can happen on, except cantrips, of course. But there are some spells that interact with cantrips in very interesting ways, and I'm sure you all can figure out some interesting things.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
This will pair really nicely with the ability to add leveled spells to cantrips when we cast.
Oh, fuck, you guys can do that? Can I learn it?
Unfortunately, that's not something that I can give you. That's something that was given to us by the Fae, but...
Oh, of course. Well... Now I
How did
owe
you figure all this out? I do kind of feel like you would have made it as one of A's followers if
I'm
it weren't
50,000
for current
years old.
circumstances. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I kind of kept to myself. And then I
That-
invented this. And then Beatrice...
You guys would have been best friends, actually.
Maybe. I have... Ace is 10,000 years old? How old are you?
It's so hard to track now. I mean, I know exactly because of who I am, but I've been time dilating backward and forward. It's kind of irrelevant at this point.
Yeah, you're 25. That's how old you are now.
Sure.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying since I was 3,050. But
Yeah.
point is,
Once you get the nighttime routine down, you can basically pass yourself off at any age.
understandable.
Mm-hmm.
But that's how to spellsmith, and this is how you can rival the gods with your own spell casting. I hope you know that the likes of Beatrice and Alistair never cast below 15th level.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
that feels right.
Yeah.
Final thing I owe you. How to get imagination. There's a few ways. You're probably aware of your ways. Order ways. And then there's our ways. Stealing. In your hand is a book. That book reads How to Get Imagination. If you were to sneak into chaos, place that book in the pedestal that is present in my domain, my former domain of imagination. It will be yours.
That is a big job. But Beatrice isn't currently in chaos, right?
She is not in chaos, but I don't think she'd leave the place undefended.
No, yeah. Did you happen to add any backdoors to get into your domain?
No.
I mean, we
Is
could
he
always,
lying? No, he's in the domain of truth. I don't think he can lie in
Yeah.
here.
you know, we could always just see what happens if I try to get us in there.
You can. I would imagine that if it goes wrong, though, that it would be very dire.
Do you think the combined power of me being able to lie on the contract and you being able to fold space and time to do whatever you want might...
Help our odds?
Yeah. What if we got Fader in on this and made it free of consequences?
I think if we we're all working toward it, we might have a better chance.
Oh, wait, no, he doesn't have consequences. He's just being hunted. Oh, right. Eleanor is trying to become the demigod of consequence. We haven't seen her in a while.
I miss her.
You would.
I think the more people we have, the better off you guys would be in that assault. 2 of you obviously is very powerful. Getting in might be easy as pie. Getting out will only get more and more difficult the longer time you spend there, and especially once you place the book in the pedestal. Yes, it is legally yours. But since when have Chaos Gods cared about legality? They will try and stop you and kill you and take it back. You need to effectively escort the domain back to Order's side.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was wondering. Yeah.
So we're capturing the flag for Imagination.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
All right.
But it's going to be a mad dash, and I can't help you other than that.
Well, you can tell us a little bit about the domain, but you don't have to tell us. You can write all of this down. Gather your thoughts and everything that you set up about the domain.
The domain of imagination is empty at this point. It just has my pedestal, because the point of all of this was I was going to take control of your mind, become you, and then escort myself back to the domain myself, and the entire restraints wouldn't recognize me because I would be in control. And then now I am tainted by your brain, and you've already removed part of who I was. I can't go back in there.
Sorry about that. Also, you were going to try to mind control me?
Yes. It didn't work.
You did a bad job.
Yeah. It's kind of a last-minute plan when I realized Beatrice was going to murder me. I'm impressed I got this far. My job's accomplished. I'm thankful. The God saved me. Praise be.
You don't seem happy about that, which makes me...
I really wanted this to go differently. You'd have no idea.
I think I do, actually. I can imagine. I think that I'd like to... there's someone who I just wanted to catch up with real quick, and I think that now would be the perfect time for you to meet him, since he's going to be your new boss and all that.
If it's a child, I'm going to be upset.
That's crazy. I'm just gonna send a little message to Scrap.
Scrap immediately plane shifts to your location and gives you a big hug as soon as you arrive.
I think Fiari did not realize how much they miss Scrap and immediately starts crying, but refuses to let Scrap see that they're crying.
Well,
and Kurt and Ace sees and is like,
so Scrap is taller now. He is a very sizable 6'4".
He's taller than VR. Yeah, he's way taller than VR.
He got very tall. He's very lanky. I'd say very long. You see he's begun to engage in cybernetic enhancement. He's replaced his left arm with a robotic mechanical one that is quite large and beefy and chunky. You see his blade that he wields, his hex blade under your behest, is able to fit into it. You see he has begun to encrust his arm with magical stones. He looks like a storied adventurer. If you check his levels, you would find they'd be at 17.
I thought that he was at 17 last time I met him.
Oh, sorry. Yes, they were. You would find that they have at 19. He is very close to 20.
How have you been?
I have been good. This has been a fantastic adventure. I missed you
How
so
old
much.
Are you?
I'm
my God,
17 and a
same.
half. I'm almost 18 now.
Okay, that's not as long as I was worried. All right, time gets really tricky.
I know. I lost my arm
But-
though.
Yeah.
Got bitten off by a sand gorilla. Ever since the
Oh, we fought one of those.
when
When we
ever
first
since
arrived, I think.
the government's moved out, things have been getting a lot more violent out in the wasteland. Beasts have been arriving back. We've been having to do a lot of dealing with the beasts. But
You good? Like you?
oh, we're fine now. I lost, like I said, this is the first encounter with the sand gorilla. You should. He's dead on his second encounter.
Good. I never doubted you. I just didn't want to see you end up like Argus if we could avoid that.
Argus actually is kaput.
How?
I think he intentionally stopped. It's the only thing we can reason. He's no longer sitting in his iron throne.
Is he like gone, or will he come back if the Blood Bandits sacrifice enough people again?
He's never been a blood bandit. And he never would end up becoming one. That's a whole bloodline lineage. He didn't really even have any blood left to come back. He was a machine by the end of it. I mean, kinda.
Oh. I'm sorry.
That's okay. He wasn't my dad.
Yeah, speaking of which, I haven't seen our parents since that first time that I met them. Have you? How are they doing?
I've checked in a little bit. They're still doing great. They run the clock tower very nicely. They told me how to encrust the stones on my arm, so now I can cheat spells a little bit, which is funny.
How? What do you do?
They just store them in the rocks of stone.
That's like a chronology wizard.
Yeah, we started digging in the sands, and the sands are actually all just tiny versions of these rocks. So if you melt them together and you turn them back into one solid gem, they make spell glass, and you put them in, and it's this cool stuff.
That is interesting.
That is very interesting. We did promise we weren't going back there. We promised Argus that we weren't going back there.
Well, he's dead, so... Oh, was that too soon?
If you guys... No, it's okay. He died actually shortly after you guys left.
Okay.
Something about he's needed elsewhere. I don't know what that meant.
Interesting.
We should ask Death about that.
Or we could just be surprised.
We could. It's not like it's ever stopped before.
So you said
I wonder if like...
Is there a limit to the power that can be stored in the spells? The spell glass?
Oh, I bet
Yes.
we could break it.
It's the grade of the glass that you get from it, depending on the purity, then the heat that you fire them at.
What's the highest level that can be stored?
Right now, we've got the refining process up to 6 levels.
Oh, we can fix that.
But if we... Okay, alright.
We can beat that.
First assignment. I'm turning to... Imagination, what's your actual name?
He looks very confused.
Did you forget your real name?
I spent a
That
lot
you
of
had as
time
a boy?
alone.
Do you want to come up with one yourself, or do you want us to give you one? We can call you Emmy.
That's what I was thinking, but Ace can't say it because Ace kind of sucks at names.
I will be Emmy.
That's a great name. Emmy.
Mhm.
New plan. First assignment for you. You are going to figure out if we can spellsmith using spellglass.
Oh. Man, do you have any spare stones on you, boy? Scrap produces a handful and puts them down. I don't see why you couldn't. Immediately. However, there's a little bit of fundamentals theory of spellsmithing that might prevent this. I'll look into it. But also, It's important to note that the natural world has the restrictions up to 9th for a reason.
Yeah, that's very fair.
Well, we could make
You
a
haven't-
smith up here.
Well, you could make a forge. I'd imagine. Scrap speaks up. Well, the forges we got down there are currently miles high. Well, not literally, but they're quite large. You need to get them quite hot to melt the glass, and we have inconsistent temperatures right now.
Good thing Godfried has the domains of combustion and ignition under his belt.
That's so cool. I forgot you guys did that.
Yeah, so between us, we currently have the guy who can spellsmith. We have A's with the billion brains computer capable of computing anything in seconds. And we have Godfried's temperature. This is so good. This is such a good day. A's, I'm having a great time.
Yeah. What I would like to do is, since we said we weren't going to go down there, we're not going down there now. I'd like to send some feelers out. So I would like to think that as A's has been trying to, get followers for
You
their...
have Frankie down there.
Oh my god, I do have Frankie. Well, what I was thinking of was, I guess I would just tap Frankie. Trying to get more of the builders interested in A's graduate assistant internship, so that way they could come up to my domain and work and building and engineering the actual machinery that would be needed to make a theoretical forge up here in the Pantheon and going down there. So I'm gonna ping Frankie about that. Because Godfried and I have joint custody over Frankie, right?
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Ace, I have a proposition.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't done this before, and I'm sure it has massive implications for the theology, but I've kind of been thinking about it for a while. What if we got the whole gang together and we created a shared joint workspace, separate to any given individual domain, but fueled by all of them, such that we can take the benefits of all of our stuff, put it together, get cooking.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
We should see, what are...
You see Charlie in the back, just sitting on a chair, just...
Charlie, if you can find me a loophole, I can make the space.
Do you understand the paperwork you just said in 2 sentences?
Charlie, you like paperwork.
I do, but I also like complaining about paperwork.
I know, and I love you so much. This is gonna be really cool though, and I know this is gonna be really cool. Hades has the best scholars to have ever existed under their belts. I now have one of them by sheer force of luck. And we got, I'm just saying.
I can
great assets.
And not all of my scholars are engineers. I can find some, JD students who can help look over stuff.
Yeah, well, it doesn't, people undervalue the humanities all the time, and if they didn't do that, we'd probably have fewer wars and things on account of, the humanities care about people.
Well, either way, what you guys are proposing is something called a godly coalition. A shared domain space, combining your domains into a belief set. That means that the tenets that you uphold within this belief set will basically revere your followers. And this will happen automatically. New places are still being formed, and you will become their gods. And your stories will travel to their scholars in dreams. Quite literally in dreams, they will be understanding your exploits. The godly coalitions are powerful. And people do them for a reason. I'm not dissuading you. I'm just saying what's gonna happen.
Is this like what the Triumvirate of War has?
Sort of, yeah. The Triumvirate of War is a form of godly coalition. They're a little bit more substantiated, and they've managed to make a name for themselves in their own right. The mortal gods are already a form of coalition. They just aren't an official one. This is an imprint official coalition. It'll come with its own theology book, its own text, its own metaphors and tenets to uphold. You really want Godfried in that? I'm just checking. You want Godfried's beliefs?
Yes.
Of course, we want Godfried. We're not doing this
Godfried's what
without.
makes it fun.
I'm gonna have to add a whole thing about how his cannibalistic exploits are a metaphor, okay? I'm gonna have to make that a whole thing.
Yeah.
We can make
Obviously.
it. I think we should leave it up to interpretation. It makes the theology fun.
No, I don't want people eating living people.
No, I don't. I'm not saying I want people eating people. I want people to question whether or not Godfried was literally or metaphorically eating people.
Okay, but the problem is that he was literally eating people. It was a literal thing that happened.
Yeah. Okay. Here, we'll just set up the theology and then also the seeds, as I wish.
All right, give me this just any addendums that we want to make, any like seeds of doubt or intrigue.
Well,
or-
I just think if
Okay.
we keep, a healthy amount of discourse and reflection on the core tenets, I think that's what really that feels right
Are
to me.
Ace and VR about to have competing propaganda campaigns about the theology that they're creating together?
The thing is, as soon as there's competing propaganda, it's already won because then it's out there. You can't kill an idea.
Hey, the more
Ace.
if you have competing, the more competing your ideologies are on it, the better it is for order. It's look. I know we all get mad about the hypocritical parts of this thing, but that's literally how this shit works.
I'm just going based on observable facts. It's the scientific process for a reason. If you want your ideas and your metaphors and fables, that's fine for you to cling on to, or your people, your followers.
I'll get to
Sure.
work on the coalition. You see, appearing in Charlie's hand and then slung on his back are a series of textbooks as he begins to crawl out under the weight of them.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna turn back to Scrap, grab him by the shoulders. He's taller than me. You're a genius. You are a genius.
I'm aware.
You're the best.
This is all
This is
Frankie's
really
idea.
cool.
This
That's
is mostly Frankie. I can't take credit. I'm not gonna lie.
I knew it.
I was.
Yeah.
That's pretty okay.
Look.
Frankie also used to eat radioactive rocks. I don't know.
He still does.
I feel like.
Good for him. Oh, I miss him.
Why don't you just bring him up?
I can go grab him.
Yeah, go grab. I don't want to summon him if he's in the middle of something. Can you go get him?
Yeah, I'll go grab him. You see.
Do you want me to? Hold on. I'll send a simulacrum.
Simulacrum goes, abducts him, and Frankie appears. Ah! And you see he's holding what appears to be an arcane focus, like a baseball bat, and he just starts wildly swinging around. Yeah, unhand me, you vile vexer, you.
Frankie, Ace is here.
Oh, hi, Ace.
Hi.
He goes and gives you a hug. He was like 11. About when you met him. He is now about like 14.
That's crazy that they age at different rates.
I thought they were the same. No, that's the same because you met Scrap when he was 15.
No, because he was 15. Because Scrap was 15, and
and
now he's.
2.5 years older, so he was 11.
say-
So he's 3.5. Yeah, he's 14.
You said he's 17. You said he's.
Yeah, you
I thought you said he was 19.
He was 15.
Wait, did you?
I said he was 15. 2.5 years later, he's now 17 and a half.
Okay.
Frankie, you met
Frankie
when he
was 11 and a half.
Was 11 and a half, which you guys didn't know about.
Oh,
And now,
yeah.
now he's 14.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's how that worked. Anyway, he goes and grabs you.
Yeah.
Gives you a big hug.
You're older now. Ugh.
I am older, and they keep on trying to take my rocks away from me.
Oh, I can get you better rocks.
This is better than the sour candies. As he holds up a little chunk of uranium.
Has he started eating the spell glass?
Oh, he crunches spell glass. Yeah, you see he's got. You
Yeah.
see he has actually fitted onto his teeth as he smiles metallic caps to help him crunch the rocks better.
Oh. Okay, no. I have a refinery set up in my domain, and we will get you the finest radio. Are you experiencing any adverse reactions? I'm gonna just study his whole body, just trying to figure out what is going on there.
As you look, you can make a medicine check really quick with advantage on Frankie.
Also, I would like to say, just as a quick aside, I assumed that the moment we got to the Pantheon, we sent Charlie's dad to Life's Domain for care.
Yeah, that happened. That happened.
Yeah, we didn't say it out loud, but I wanted
Yeah.
to acknowledge that would have been the first thing. Except that Viari wouldn't have done it. Viari would have sent Charlie and just been like,
Didn't Chewie
Please.
also eat radioactive rocks? Yes, Chewie also ate radioactive rocks. Frankie and Chewie
oh,
both. Chewie.
wait.
Huh?
Did Frankie... Wait, I
Frankie
thought
started. Frankie has started eating rocks. I maybe misspoke, but he has started eating the
Oh.
rocks. Like
Okay,
Chewie.
I
well,
see, okay.
I
I was
gotta-
getting them confused as the same character.
I got a 28.
Got a 28. Nice. As you give him like a once over, nothing on the surface appears wrong. Not even skin cancer, which is surprising considering they have definitely not made sunscreen.
Yeah, okay. Well,
Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
they're caked in such a thick layer of dirt that it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
yeah, as soon as like nothing is noticeably wrong, I am going to take Frankie back to my domain just to run tests.
I
Like,
will say
fully leaving this conversation.
nothing is on the surface wrong, but you realize something is up with his like belly area. There is a high concentration of magic, like sitting in his like
Of what? Sorry, it cut out.
of magic of some variety welled in his stomach area. You realize that Scrap does not have this as you kind of like give him a look over and he's
All
fine.
of the scans, magic and mundane. Yeah.
But Frankie very much so has this sort of well almost in his stomach.
Are you experiencing any stomach problems?
No? As he eats a rock.
That is fascinating.
Does that like allow you to store magic to be used later?
What? Rocks? Yeah, that's what spell glass is for.
Oh, so you're storing
Yeah,
it
but
in your
you-
stomach?
Oh, these don't have spells in them. I just eat them.
You have magic in your stomach, Frankie. A lot of magic concentrated in your stomach in a way that is unusual.
Huh. I've got a magic tummy! No, Frankie! You're not supposed to eat the glass!
No, I think we should see what happens. Can you, Frankie, if I give you a list of things I want you to track while you're eating the glass, can you do that for me?
Yeah. Do you want me to get a checklist ready for Chewie as well?
Yes. Oh my goodness, yes. Are any of your other friends eating rocks or things? Anything else?
It's just me and Chewie. I gave him these metal teeth as well.
Nice. Do you want those? Do you need those refitted? It looks a little. Are you comfortable with those?
I sometimes need to oil them and the oil tastes bad, but like it's okay.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe we can synthesize an oil that tastes better.
Well, then I'm
Like
gonna
a
start eating the
synthetic.
oil. It's better that it tastes bad.
Fair enough.
So, something else now that I'm a little concerned about for the well-being of this planet is that we're going to have a dune situation if other forces find out about the spell glass. Can we set up some sort of protections on the planet? Around the planet? Like,
We
to
don't
prevent
want a dune
interference?
situation.
Yeah, we don't want a dune situation. We don't want outside entities coming to pilfer the planet for supplies. We want a monopoly where we're the only ones doing that.
So we want a dune situation. We just want to be
Just
the
yeah.
ones in control of Arrakis.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
If you want my opinion, Scrap says, hefting his blade on his shoulders, I think what you need to do is give us more powers, and then we can protect the planet.
I do worry that if we institute anything directly, we're going to trigger that god thing of whenever we mess with stuff. Like, I feel like in trying to protect
Yeah.
the planet to avoid a dune situation, we are actually guaranteeing a dune situation.
I agree with that. However, I think that giving them more powers is not necessarily that. It's, I mean,
No,
we're gods with wall.
Well, I'm going to
locks,
give
like,
Frankie
that's-
whatever he asks for all the time.
Yeah.
Uranium-235.
I can't do that in my domain.
I
I said I was taking him back to mine for test.
sorry, we're still all talking to one another.
All right. In that case, but it seems like there's conflict. Do you guys want to go back to A's domain to run tests right now, or?
I think honestly, I think we're just FaceTiming.
Okay. You guys have the
okay.
face-
Yeah,
guys
yeah,
have the
yeah,
spell
yeah.
slayed up. Okay. I will say then, as you're running the tests, you note a very interesting thing. The energy coming from Frankie's stomach seems to be a biological response, almost a species thing. Like the citizens of this planet have this innate feature, in a way, to metabolize magic.
Very Mistborn coded.
Oh, cool.
Frankie, can I have some of your blood and a few other DNA tests?
Yeah, whatever you want. He extends his
Okay,
arm.
sweet. This is why you're my favorite. And
I
yeah,
love
I'm-
running tests. I see the graphs afterwards.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and after that, let me show. Yeah, I'll take this and then I'll show Frankie the computer and everything.
Hell yeah. You get
And I'll tell Frankie about that. Like, so I'm sort of kind of bound to this like eldritch moon deity, not a deity, monstrosity. You know how it is.
classic.
Classic.
He has no idea what you mean by that.
Yeah,
but
and
he's-
I know he has no idea, but I'm just talking to him like he understands.
Mhm. So what are you doing about it? About the moon?
I really like the moon,
Oh.
so I don't know yet.
Is it happy?
I think it's sad.
The moon is sad.
Yeah, it cries. So, I'm trying to figure out a solution that accomplishes our goals and my responsibilities, but well, I don't know. I guess.
Not saddening the moon.
Yeah.
Is it conversational?
Painfully so.
Does it understand what it's doing?
Yes and no. It is complicated. And every time I feel like I learn something more about it, it just shows me a whole universe of things that I don't know.
Sounds like a lot.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to put all of this on you. I was just trying to make conversation, and then I guess.
It's okay. Got any more
Cesium?
rocks? Oh yeah. Like, that one's kind of spicy.
Yeah?
Yeah, uranium's sour. This one's spicy.
Oh, sorry. I don't know what would help that go down better. You want milk?
Yeah.
Yeah. 2%. Let's go.
He drinks it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Once I kind of finish, like, getting all my biologic samples, I'm gonna send Frankie in with like a chest that has very specific, like tons of different radioactive isotopes and like clear instructions on like what I want him to be noting when he eats them, or if he notices any differences and everything else.
He happily puts them into a bag of holding, which he has acquired, which he has. All right. Hell yeah.
Yeah. So you wanted more power?
I think the thing is that people, we ransacked the old government buildings. You know, you guys left those there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you could just level them. We went through the things. They knew about the spell glass. They knew about it the whole time. They came here. They came to the sands to rout us, claiming some sort of ideological thing, but it was just about the glass the whole time. They wanted us out because they knew we were sitting on it. They said something about these sands, the core of our earth or whatever, is a big chunk of spell glass, a molten spell glass, spinning on itself, out pulsing magic. They were worried about us specifically finding this and making spell glass. They ain't no. We just wanted to hang out. We just wanted to have our cars. We were also too busy fighting each other. Scrap's been really good at that, making sure that we don't fight each other thing. It's been good at keeping us on target.
Yeah, that sounds like Scrap.
I think the government's getting scared, though. They're worried. They think that we're planning stuff. They think that we're building to attack them. Or maybe they're just saying that. I don't know. I'm nervous they're gonna send another invasion force. They won't be prepared for us, obviously, but... how do we stop them from us just... How do we stop the cycle, you know? Because they send guys, we blow them up, we justify their actions. They send more guys. And then eventually they're all just gonna die.
I've been alive for a very, very long time, and I still haven't figured it out yet. It's kind of what I'm trying to do here. We still haven't figured it out yet.
Eh,
But
maybe Scrap will figure something out. Maybe a god will come by. Or maybe we'll just blow them all up.
yeah, I mean, if you want to sign this, you know, we already said something earlier about non-traditional learners, and I've been really trying to, you know, it actually made me think perhaps I've been too beholden to my archaic institutions. So, you know, I've been, you know, giving you things, but if you want to sort of take an oath of knowledge or curiosity, I would be happy to give you some of my power to aid in your blowing up stuff. You clearly don't need my help in the intellect department.
It would be an honor.
Okay.
He holds his hand out for a pen. It doesn't appear. I saw you do that. I thought it would work.
It only works for me, darling.
Oh.
And then the pen, I drop a pen above so he can like catch it.
Yes. And he
Yeah.
signs his name, very scratchy writing in a shorthand version of common.
Yeah.
But you now have him also as an official cleric of knowledge under the knowledge domain. He may use his intelligence to cast his spells rather than wisdom, as I don't think he has much of that.
No, he doesn't need it. All right.
You hear a little ding coming from your office, and the results of the test are done.
Yeah, I'll go. Huh.
You have, I will say, you have the facilities to do a lot of shit in your space. You are gods. You are very knowledgeable. You can do what you want. You have synthesized this genome of this apparently human offshoot species. Species, when left alone for enough periods of time, will eventually adapt to their surroundings. And it seems like the bandits have spent such a long time in the sands that they have taken on they have taken on the properties of their surroundings. This new species of sorts can metabolize and eat magic, and can quite literally, when spells are cast on them, the effects are nullified to varying degrees.
Ooh, can I like CRISPR this shit?
You can probably CRISPR this shit, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna start CRISPRing this shit.
You start identifying the parts of this in them, and you realize that they have almost created a new organ synthesized out of calcium and rock deposit. They have this very tough organ inside of them that is what metabolizes magic. And with some sorcery and some surgery, you could potentially implant this in yourself and others.
Ooh, yeah, I'm definitely gonna just put that shit in me.
It'll take a little time to get it all done and worked out, because it's like the biology is a little bit messed up in them, like, but
yeah, well, I'm also not human, and they're weird human, so I have to like first map that probably onto what it would work for like humans from the place that I'm from. Yeah. So there's a lot of research that has to happen in between there and here, but I'm gonna start on it. I'll put some grad students on it.
Bet. Back to Viari in your in the domain of truth, with Emmy and Scrap.
Did you have something that you wanted to start with? Because I was, or should I?
You can start with something. Yeah, like you're just hanging out at this point.
Okay, great. Scrap. Okay, I am so glad to see you again. There is, however, something that I've been neglecting to do for a really long time, and I'm finally back in the domain of truth. And I just bear with me for like 1 minute. You say you want more power, I say, as I'm pulling out the scroll or the book or whatever that is the rewrite of the domain of truth that Alistair gave me in exchange for not looking for his child, so that I can inspect the throne.
As you pull out the book, almost like a looking glass that projects light out of it appears before you out of the book, and it begins to, as it hits in this cone in front of you, as you hold it, it begins to reorganize truth back into what it was. It takes
as like an illusion, I assume.
Quite literally happening, but as you move it back, it reassembles back into what it is now.
Okay.
But it will quite literally rewrite it back to it, and then as soon as you close the book, it will become back.
Okay, that makes sense. I can see about getting you more levels or whatever as I approach Truth's old throne, this stupid, ugly, ornate Pope throne looking bullshit.
It's so tall. It is so absurdly tall.
The gold and the marble shining and like way too bright to look at. It's so hideous.
As you do this, you see as well the blood from when he was murdered also comes back, and you see it dripping down the throne as well. Please make an investigation check. As Scrap replies, yeah, I mean, more power is one thing that we could certainly try to deal with the government in the Badlands.
Yeah.
It's Bernard, being the Fae that he is, has also made note that the Fae are getting interested as well in the glass as well.
Oh, that I wonder if Godfried could claim protect the space as part of his Fae domain or something, Fae court, to help protect it. Court of the Beetle.
Could.
Do you think Bernard might be able to maybe suggest it to Bernard? 42 on the investigation.
As you're talking and doing all this, you see that the blood actually it doesn't trickle down uniformly in the way that like a liquid should. It hits a part and it kind of like outlines a little square rectangle. Very subtle, but it is visibly there upon close inspection.
Huh. I'm going to
I mean, I could bring it up to
interact.
Bernard. I think the big problem is that the Fae courts aren't going to assault us. They're just interested.
I see. Also, I just realized I was on the wrong VRE
Oh, that's fine.
sheet. Okay, I've just switched to the normal one because I was like, my investigation isn't normally a plus 15. I thought it was plus 12, but that was one extra die. Would you like me to subtract
No,
one of the die?
you would have made
Okay.
it either way.
Okay. I don't know. The Fae make me nervous because they don't abide by our normal rules, and they do whatever they want. The Madame, what is it? Lady Luna, is kind of, she's a lot. I don't know. A's understands her better than I do, and I'm gonna try to like tinker.
As you poke around with it and feel around with it, you realize, please make another investigation check, please, to figure out how this works. The DC's lower because you
Okay.
found it. Scrap replies, yeah, it's more that
37.
we're starting to get worried that she might not, worried that she's going to take Bernard, honestly, is the thing.
How is she gonna take Bernard? Doesn't he belong to the Court of the Beetle?
She's going to poach him, give him an offer, make a deal. He's good.
Do you think he'd take it?
I don't know. Bernard's always been looking out for himself, and now that, there's always been the bandit camps, the musicians, the blood bandits, and then the mechanics, the reconstructors, and then we're this new faction now in the middle of everything. They officially called us the Defectors, affectionately. But if you don't fit into either group, you can come to us, or if you don't like the way they're being run, you can come to us, and we're growing. But I think he's starting to feel the pressure of the changing tide.
I see. I'm gonna turn to one of my simulacrums and be like, can you send Bernard an invitation to talk about everything that's going on? He doesn't have to take it, just, I don't know if he's interested.
The simulacrum gives you a nod and is off. With your investigation check of this thing, you pull out a little secret lock there.
Gary.
The lock is
Okay.
is massive, illustrious. It is borderline unpickable.
Borderline?
Borderline.
And I didn't notice anything else weird about the chair.
Nothing else weird about the chair.
I swear to God, I'm gonna open this and there's gonna be a chicken inside. You watch. Alright, I'm going to have a simulacrum cast enhanced ability on me.
Mm-hmm.
Just like
They
wish cast. And is that the one that gives me expertise, or does that only give me proficiency? How do I get expertise with the thing?
You get
I
expertise
need to-
with skill empowerment.
Oh, skill empowerment then. That's
Yeah.
what I wanted to say.
If you already have, but you need to already have proficiency in the skill for that one to work.
Oh, so if wait,
need-
I don't actually know if I have proficiency with. Oh, I do.
Okay. If you didn't, you could just use borrowed knowledge and then give yourself the skill.
No, I do. It's weird for me to not have thieves' tools on a character sheet, but also I don't know what I made 2 years ago.
That will allow you to have.
Thank you. I have them. I have thieves' tools and disguise kits are mine. Okay. I would like to roll, and sleight of hand is one of my better things too, which is really nice. Oh,
Wait, hold on. I already had expertise in sleight of hand plus proficiency with thieves' tools.
That gives you advantage.
Yeah, okay. Cool. So I didn't really need the...
No, you don't need the skill empowerment.
Okay,
You're good.
that's fair. All right, cool. So that is going to be... Where is my dice roller? Here we go. The first one is a 28, and then the second one, 32.
Okay. With that check, you find that it's the lock, the pins in the lock they're sticking, and it's difficult. Definitely not something anyone could undo, but with enough digging and twisting, and it turns. And as you turn it, it begins to fold out. This illustrious lock, as you open in the lock, it begins to fold almost like a piece of origami into a golden chicken.
Fair enough. All right, I investigate the chicken.
Roll investigation, please, on the chicken.
32.
The 32. You pull at the legs and the tail, and then as you twist the head, you realize that the head is mobile. And with enough
Weird.
twisting, you screw it off. As you open it up, you realize, you start hefting it around, there's liquid inside of the chicken.
I'm going to summon some sort of like vessel to hold the liquid, like something clear so I can see the color in case it's notable, and just empty it.
You pour it, it's red. A dark red, purple. It smells...
It's not the same color of the blood though, is it?
No. It's wine.
I'm so mad about this. I drink it.
You drink the wine. Nothing. Tastes nice. It tastes recognizable.
What does that mean? Like, I've had this wine before.
You've had the
like,
wine before. Definitely. Please make a history check to remember.
Yeah. Okay. Can I have simulacrums from different... Okay, I got a 22. Can I have simulacrums from different eras of my life also taste it to see if any of them have a different, like, get different age simulacrums? To be like, oh yeah, like...
They go through the iterations. Nothing. Like, they're all sort of having, like, it's familiar, but I don't remember where. Something about this wine is important, as that is all you find in the chair. But there's something about this wine, where you had it, what the winery is, the bottle, the year of print, something is important about it.
Is this something that I would have had relevant to the princess?
Make a history check at advantage.
The problem is my history isn't very good.
The DC is lowered.
18.
With an 18, you remember. This is a glass of wine that you and the princess once shared. It was a bottle. It was from their family's vineyards. You both weren't allowed to drink it yet, but you stole it, and you each had a sip. It was too bitter at the time, but now that you're older, you quite like the taste. The year of print
of this specific bottle, though, you realize on the foot of the chicken is a year. It's modern.
Like it was made recently, so it wasn't like
Recently
from
made. The vineyard is still around.
A's. I say on like the little FaceTime we've got. Do you want to go on a little field trip real quick?
To where?
A vineyard?
Yes. Always.
Great. All right. Well, I'm going to leave you two here to figure out the logistics of what you need for that workshop. Please figure out, exchange information, that kind of thing. Scrap, Amy's under your direct command. But treat him with respect. He's a lot older than you and he does know a lot, but also don't let him push you around. Amy, I don't think you could push Scrap around even if you wanted
Amy is
to.
currently sitting at like a 3'5". This was clearly like a gnome or some sort of like shorter person.
Amazing.
Scrap like leans down. Do you like sports? No. I don't know what to do with this guy.
That's fair enough. But you guys need to be colleagues, so like, please try.
I'm your boss.
Within reason.
Yes.
You still report back to the aspect of dreams.
Come on, let's get you sorted.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring Frankie back over here. As much as I love you, you cannot wander around my domain unsupervised.
Oh, why?
Don't worry about it.
You also can't wander around my domain unsupervised. Simulacrum.
The simulacrum appears.
If you want to leave him here, as long as he's got a babysitter, I'm chill.
You see Truth is still watching.
Truth's also here. Yes. So, hey, Truth.
Sup?
I thought Truth was dead.
Truth. Okay, just real quick. Just as a quick... No, my Truth. My, the face spirit of Truth. The one that's...
Oh, right.
also
Okay,
here.
yeah.
Real quick.
Got it.
Hey, listen. You're doing great. You're doing amazing. And I know that you are giving it your all. But it's also okay to be a little more chill about things, right? Like, it's also okay to...
I want to be the best.
I know. The very best, like no one ever was. But... And that is completely valid, and that was me. That was me too once. Here's the thing. It is okay to prioritize, in fact, encourage to prioritize other people's comfort over your desire to be the best without you making yourself smaller, obviously. But it's okay. Like, maybe we don't antagonize Alistair, for example. Not too much. Like, you can antagonize him a little bit, obviously. That's, like, kind of fun, to be honest. I still do that.
I have never heard such nonsense in my life.
That's a lie, Truth.
It is, but, like, come on.
Truth.
He's so old.
Dude.
He's so old.
I know. He's so old. He's, like, the oldest. However, we're trying to have a good relationship with him.
He keeps
Do
on
you not
telling
wanna
me
go
that
back?
the tree is too loud.
The tree is too loud?
I make it scream every hour at him only.
Okay. All right. Maybe don't do stuff like that.
You laughed. It's funny, therefore it's justified.
It's funny to me. However, if you do it on an ongoing basis, that is harassment, and he's my dad. Please.
Once a day.
Deal.
They shake your hand.
Al, sorry, best I could do.
Oh, it'll be better than once every hour. And with that is where we're going to end today's episode. Thank you all so much for watching. This has been a great, great Gallivant, a great lore episode. I think anyway. My name has been Offbeat Outlaw. I use he, they pronouns. I am the game master. Amelia.
Yo, my name is Amelia Som. You can find me most places at Amelia Som or by going to links.ameliasom.com. And I, for one, hope that Twitter dies so that way I can stop saying you can find me most places at Amelia Som and instead say find me everywhere at Amelia Som.
So valid.
It's just Twitter. It's just Twitter.
We're gonna get
That's
him.
valid.
We're gonna fucking get him. Brooke.
My name is Brooklyn, and you don't need to go find me, so it's fine. Yeah.
They're ready in your walls. That is all for today then. Thank you so much. Please support the Patreon. Please support the YouTube channel, watching the videos. I just made a video on the D&D 2024 stuff. Go watch that. Yes, Amelia, what is up?
I was going to say, go listen to Unprepared Casters and listen to me be gay and toxic in space.
Yes, go. If you love Amelia, go watch all of Unprepared Casters. I think they
And
are
admire
in
the
all
art
them.
of the Aurora.
No, I am
protocol.
not very much not in all of them.
I may be lying, but they are in some of them.
I mean, all
They-
the ones we've recorded in the past year and some of the ones before that.
Valid. But admire the art for the Aurora Protocol one, because Amelia did it.
Yeah.
And
made
it's
it.
pretty sick.
They made a pretty sick one. But that is all for today.
Pretty
Thank you all
sick.
so much for watching. Have a good day. Get